Good evening, everyone. So here I'm solving question number 2.6. Okay. So question number 2.6, what they are telling: a player throws a ball upward with an initial speed of 29.4 meter per second. What is the direction of acceleration during the upward motion of the ball? So let us consider a ball is thrown upward direction with the initial speed of 29.4 meter per second. So acceleration. So as soon as you throw a ball, what will happen? Only one type of acceleration is acting, that is acceleration due to gravity, and which is your downward. Okay. So downward direction. So answer will be downward direction. Downward direction, right? Okay. Because only one acceleration is working, because it is force due to gravity is acting toward the center of the earth, that is g is only the responsible acceleration, so it is acting toward downward direction. Okay. Now second is your what are the velocity and acceleration of the ball at the highest point. So as soon as the it reaches at the highest point, so it is stopped, so velocity is 0, so velocity will be 0, so no direction at all. Okay. But at the same time acceleration of the ball, so acceleration will always toward downward only, so acceleration will be downward here. Why so? Because acceleration due to gravity is always acting downward only, no matter where object is going, either upward or downward. Acceleration due to gravity is a permanent, and it is your constant, and it will always act toward the center of the gravity, so acceleration act downward, acting downward direction, in downward direction. Okay. So I hope you have understood. Now next is your uh, next is C number. choose choose the x is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0 to be located location, and the time of the ball at its highest point. So let us consider a ball is being thrown upward, so at a highest point we need to consider it as a 0 0. Okay. Vertically downward direction is to be positive, so here 1 2 3 4 5, like this, it is positive, we don't need to take it as a negative, right? And keep, so we need to find a vertically downward direction to be positive. Direction of x-axis is what? Give the sign of the position. So when it will go downward, and velocity and acceleration of the ball during its upward direction, upward and motion. So now tell me, when it is in upward motion, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen to up to the highest point? Position is always positive. Position is positive, right? Position is positive. Why so? Because when you are throwing it for a long time, so up to 0 0, it is always a positive, right? Now they are asking that give the sign of a position velocity. So what about velocity? So when I am throwing, so what happened? Velocity is equal to net displacement, final minus initial. Suppose this is your final position and it is your initial position. So final position minus initial position divided by time t. So change in a time t. So final is less and initial is more. So it will be negative. So velocity is negative. Okay. Now Acceleration. So acceleration A is always g, and that is your constant, and it will be positive, right? No, no, not positive. When an object is thrown upward, so what will happen? Direction is going to be downward direction, so it will be positive, opposite direction, so this will be negative. Acceleration due to gravity will be negative, right? And when in case of a downward, in case of a downward, but we need to take a positive only, because see here, acceleration due to gravity is acting downward, and in downward direction we are taking as a positive axis, and in upward direction we are taking from here. If you are taking, so it will be in negative, but in downward you are taking as positive. So acceleration due to gravity is always positive, either it is in a downward or upward motion, right? So acceleration will always be positive. I hope you have understood. Now, in case in case of velocity and acceleration of the ball during upward, so these all are up for upward direction. So what about downward direction? So when there will be a downward direction, so what will happen? A body is going downward. So position is what? Position is positive. So position will be always positive, because it is downward, it is increasing. Now if I am talking about velocity, so velocity is your final position minus initial position divided by time t. So final position is always greater when an object is going downward, so final position will be increasing. So final position is greater than initial position, so velocity is your positive. Okay. Now acceleration is always positive, no matter it is your upward or downward. Okay. Now, next is your D. Question number D. To what height does the ball rise, and after how long does the ball return to the player's hand? So we need to find a height. Okay. U is 29.4 meter per second. Final velocity at a highest point is equal to 0. Time is, we don't know, time is equal to, we need to find. Acceleration due to gravity is always 9.8 meter per second square. So by using this equation, so B is equal to U plus AT, use this equation to find out the time t. So final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 29.4, plus acceleration due to gravity is your minus 9.8 meter per second square into time t. So when you will find time t, so it will be 29.4 divided by 9.8. So when you will calculate, so this will be 3 second, because if you will cut, so 3 times it will directly cut. Okay. So it is your time of ascent. But in question they are taking that at what time it will again come in the return back to the player's home. So time of ascent is your 3 second. Time of descent will be equal to time of ascent, because it is as you know the rules, time of ascent is equal to time of descent for same horizontal level. So this is your 3 second. So total time for entire journey will be time of ascent plus time of descent, that is equal to 3 plus 3, that is equal to 6 second, right? But the thing is that what is the height? So can we use here b square is equal to u square plus 2s? Now we need s. So 0 square is equal to u square means what? U square means 29.4 whole square minus 2 into 9.8 into s. So finally you will get s is equal to 29.4 into 29.4 divided by 2 into 9.8. So you will cut this in 3 times. So finally you will get approximately equal to 44.1 meter. So I hope you have understood how to solve this problem. Thank you everyone.